Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 tank preview. So they actually have tank mechanics now compared to before, where they just had like combos and stuff. Let's see.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ashes of Creation update. Today, we are going to be sharing with you a preview of the Alpha 2
this world
tank
looks
archetype.
beautiful, man.
Now, I want you guys to keep in
Holy.
mind as you're watching this preview that everything is still subject to change, especially considering that the Alpha 2 is going to give us a lot of feedback, both from the players as well as data-driven, that we're going to utilize in order to improve the design features. But your feedback from this video is very important. And I am joined today by three of our absolute glorious developers. One of our engineers with whom you've spoken with in the past. Keenan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Welcome
Some of the
back
people
again.
responsible for the whole thing.
We are here
You
at
gotta
it
respect
again.
them, man. You gotta
For
respect
those
them.
of you who watched, by the way, on the live stream, you saw a previous iteration of this recording. We're doing a little bit of re-recording because there were some audio issues. And also, I just wanted to give a little bit more in-depth detail around the specific abilities, the area that we're fighting in, and the encounter design. But also, we have with us two of our glorious senior designers, Brian and Trad. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Yep, let's do it again. We got a lot of practice on this by now.
Yes, let's do it again. And this
Warmed up.
time, you know what we're going to do? We are going to perform flawlessly. There's not going to be any edits here. We're not going to use some GM powers. We better do this good.
I'm not taking the heat for this.
I know.
Taking the heat
Okay,
for
so
this.
before we get
Bro, they
started,
know.
first,
They
let's
already
talk
know
about
their
the area
audience.
that we're in. This is the Riverlands. As many of you know, the Riverlands is one of the predominant areas in Alpha 2 that players will be exploring. This was home to the once ancient Aelan Empire, a human race nation that was formed at the apex of Vera before the fall. And we are here to collect some...
Like, besides the tanking thing, man, I feel like the fact that they can talk about like the history and the lore of like the game and everything, it's just, you know, it's like you can tell that, like, you know, the devs like Steven, they're all like really immersed into this game. You know what I mean? Like, they love their own game. Like, they love the whole lore behind their game, and I think that's just a good sign.
Gear. I believe that I am looking for the remaining pieces of the Titan Bark set. Is that right, Brian?
Yes.
Awesome.
And also there's a weapon and the shield available for you.
Okay, so the weapon and the shield are going to show us a little bit of the iteration that you've been working on since our last live stream with the cleric update, specifically around the attack animations and root motion for the mace and shield. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it not just me, but also the glorious animators and
Yes.
FX artists, Meadow and Myers on the animation side have been a pleasure to work with on this iteration over the past month. We all knew that the base was in a kind of rough first state in the Cleric live stream, but took another look at it, and we focused more on pose holds and quick transitions and an overall satisfying cadence.
Yes.
And I think the end result is pretty good, and it matches with the greatsword. It's in kind of the same universe, and I think we're starting to find our rhythm with weapon creation, and it should be
Yes.
pretty straightforward from here.
Absolutely, and a lot of that feedback from the community was with regards to the animation hit reactions from the enemy NPCs, as well as the hit effects on weapon impact to make it feel a bit more substantive and connective, which I think
Yeah, that was
the
like
VFX team
my
and the
main
animation team has done great
gripe
jobs
about,
on
like,
both of those fronts.
When they did the cleric
And then let me talk a little bit
preview.
about the setting. So in the Riverlands here, what our objectives are, you'll see a little bit of update here on the UI. So we're taking a look at our new quest journal. The area that we're in, we're going to be heading towards is called the Oakenbane Keep. And the Oakenbane Keep is once military academy before the fall of the Aelan Empire during the Exodus. And it was used to kind of train up recruits, but now those recruits and perhaps some of their teachers might be haunting that location, and we need to take care of them and dispatch them with haste. You'll see some of the updates on the itemization and the inventory here with some of the tooltips and icons, and also you'll see a little bit of the update to the world map, which is still a work in progress.
Journal definitely looks better,
you're going
yeah.
to see here, as I said, is a
it's
work
also
in
if they
progress
improved upon
that is deserving of your attention and feedback.
like if they improved upon, like they said, like they mentioned, like the impact, right? So if they've improved upon the greatsword, and the greatsword already looked good, right? Like the first time they previewed greatsword, I felt like there was like some impact to it already. So if they improved upon that, like even better, like I might just play greatsword myself then.
So that we can make more iterations and of course make it better. So with that being said, let's do a quick kind of run through of the abilities. I don't want to get necessarily engaged with any enemies, so I'm just going to kind of use the abilities without an enemy kind of in my targeting. Let's talk about this first one. We have a shield assault. Now, does this require a shield in order to use?
I would hope so, hence the name.
I would so.
Yes,
That's what I was thinking. I would hope so.
Now, of course, I have the ability because of the
can't wait for this game. Me neither, Reaper. Me neither.
Cheats a little bit to use that ability without the shield, but I'm not going to for the purposes of this demonstration. But tell me a little bit about the shield assault. What?
Wait. 10-second cooldown, 7-meter range. Bashes the target with your shield, dealing damage and applying the shaken condition. If the target is already suffering from the shaken condition, stun the target instead. Okay, so double shaken equals stun. So is there like a follow-up? I wonder if there's a follow-up to this skill that would make it a stun. And how long is this stun?
Guys?
Yeah. So it's
know.
got a few things going on
And
with
the
it.
tooltip.
I would say the primary intent of it is that it is how you engage an encounter. It's got a bit of a mobility. It's not like a super far charge like that carries you across the screen or anything, but yeah, there you go. But it's basically a way to engage with the enemy, get some damage out, and also grab some threat.
Okay. So that one right there was pretty good. I like the little animation. It's like it gives you a chance to dodge it, and then it kind of makes the person who's casting it like more aware of like their engage, you know, because it's like if you can catch somebody off guard with that in close range, obviously using it max range, like there's a huge chance that you're just gonna miss because you don't even know the hitbox on this thing either. So hopefully it has a big enough like hit range, or there's definitely some skill involved in there. Like you can't just like try to max range somebody because you'll get dodged by anybody who's like competent, and then at the same time it's like if you surprise it with them, like let's say like you could always do like a shaken move, like right, like any move that affects like or applies shaken to an enemy. You can do that, and then you can do that close range, because just because it says 7-meter range doesn't mean you have to max range it all the time. You can catch people off guard with that as well.
A pretty good chunk of threat in a small area in front of you, so it's really good at grabbing snap threat on like some high priority targets.
Small area.
It looks
in front
like,
of you. So,
that this has a variable distance that's traveled. So essentially, like if I have a target that's directly in front of me right now, it's not predicated on having an actual target, but it is a templated attack. And if that target is immediately in front of me, then the distance traveled will be shorter. Is that correct?
Exactly, and you'll see some of that when we're actually in action. Right now, you're seeing the full distance. It's again a pretty short range mobility skill, but yeah, you can also just use it point blank on something, and it's not going to make you overshoot the target, and then you have to like reposition, because that can be kind of annoying with some of those skill types.
Awesome. And you said that this generates threat, but I see we have a second ability as well called Inciting Strikes. And if I use that ability, that's a forward cone AoE attack that generates additional threat and damage on target. Use that ability, that's a forward spell called Inciting Strikes. And if I use that ability, that's a forward cone AoE attack that generates additional threat and damage on targets
more impact, I feel.
Correct?
Exactly. That one's a bit more effective at AoE threat.
So
it's got a bit of a wider hitbox, good for grabbing multiple targets and cleaving them all. So that'll be what you'll be using if like there's a pack of stuff on us and you want to just get them all off of us. But not quite as much threat as the shield assault for one target. So each of them kind of has their utility there for aggro.
Awesome. Okay. Now, obviously, as part of our kit design, we want to encourage synergies, especially within inner kit.
So basically, I mean, this is I like this like type of approach, because like you could like lure like a bunch of mobs, and as they're like following you, you can dash in, hit the front, right, and then apply this right here, like little cone in front of you, and get like high enough threat to hold aggro. I think
Synergy,
that's,
but
I feel
also
like that's good
with
design.
the party, and I see that we have 2 abilities, specifically Shield Assault as well as Tremor.
Tremoring Bellow releases a thundering shout in a forward cone, applying the staggered condition on enemy targets. Also stomps the ground, dealing damage around the caster, and tripping enemies affected by the snared condition. Oh.
Tremoring Bellow. And Tremoring Bellow applies a status condition that can be promoted if there is an existing status condition on the target. So it looks like I can create the shaken
A lot of combos
condition,
with these
and then I can trip
status effects.
shaken targets with
I wonder
the
how like
Tremoring
they're
Bellow. Is
gonna,
that correct?
you know,
It's actually a
implement that in
snare.
combat.
So if
So it's
you
smooth.
use that on a snared target, so there's 2 components to that ability. It's got a shout component, which is a forward cone, and then it's all as you can kind of see there, that shock wave that flew out, and it kind of extends past the second element of that, which is a PBOE around Steven. If you use that ability again, you'll see kind of like the ground kick up, and
Bro,
that's like
tank
the
feels like such a
element of
good
it.
farmer with these skills, man. Look
and
at
that does damage, and that's
It's like a
that
cone
does
forward
what,
and then like stomps
Steven
the
was alluding
ground.
to, where if your target is snared, then it will knock enemies down, which is our trip effect.
Nice.
And one thing I forgot to mention on the shield assault abilities, it does apply a snare, so you've got a little bit of insert hit synergy going on there. It's a pretty
Let me see the grit again.
satisfying combo to like charge in and knock them down with the
Tell me the
stomp.
grit.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Satisfying. It does
Okay, there you go. Applies a buff to the caster, reducing incoming damage by 15%. Okay, self buff, but also reducing movement speed by 30%. So basically, like a fortress mode, and outgoing damage by 20%. Okay, so this basically is a tank stance then. Yeah, reduces outgoing damage by 20%. Each incoming hit consumes a stack of courage to reduce incoming damage by an additional 15%. Courage cannot be generated while grit is active. So I guess, what do you like? You get courage every time you get hit or something?
our
Is my
trip
assumption?
effect. And one thing I forgot to mention on
Here you go. Aegis, 20-second cooldown. Wow. Instantly dispels all negative effects on the caster, then creates a protective dome behind the tank. Behind the tank. Okay. For 15 seconds. Transferring 50% of all damage received by the targets within the area to the tank instead. All targets within the cone also receive increased status effect resistance for the duration. And so 15 seconds, basically it's like a devotion type skill where like you take damage for everybody behind you. So even more emphasis on like on positioning in that regard. Unless like you have like a rogue type, backstabbing.
the shield assault abilities,
class.
it does apply a snare, so you've got a little bit of insert hit synergy going on there. It's a pretty satisfying combo.
Go ahead, this is kind of hype, man.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Has some pretty good.
And then
looks
also
like good
after
farming skills.
that, we have another ability. Brian, talk to me a little bit about grit and its purpose.
Yeah, grit is some of your bread and butter mitigation skills as a tank. So if you're really getting some heat, you'll want to pop that. And if you haven't had it on for a bit, you're going to be generating stacks of courage, and the more stacks of courage you have, that'll give you increased damage mitigation for a certain number of
Wait, what did he say?
you have. That you're going to be generating stacks of courage, and the more stacks of a bit, you're going to be pop that. And if you haven't had it on for a bit, you're going to be generating stacks of courage, and the more stacks of courage you have, that'll give you increased damage mitigation for a certain number of
So
hits.
if you don't
And I
use
noticed
grit
that I'm
for a
slow
prolonged
when I
amount of time, you
use
stack
grit, so
courage.
really
Okay.
it's a very situational ability usage, depending on.
But bro,
what type of,
I love that
situation you
move
find
back to
yourself
the
in. Also, this
aura effects, man.
This can be activated mid-swing in another ability, right?
Yep. The way I always refer to this ability is you can think of it kind of like an off GCD ability, where you can use it even though you have another ability activating, so that it's really responsive and can be popped in like an emergency. You don't have to wait for that animation to complete or that
Wait,
global
seriously?
cooldown to finish. You just pop it.
Yeah, it's an
instantly.
actual, like,
It
oh,
applies on
like,
off, and
oh,
it's
crap
toggled
button.
ability, so you can kind of turn it on and off at your
And then your Aegis.
disclosure.
Bro, check that out. Holy. You're actually shielding your allies just like that. I wonder what the range on it is. Like behind you. I might play tank.
Nice, very cool. And I see this Aegis is causing
Like I feel like as a tank you can really hard
essentially
carry your team.
a area of effect that our party members can live within, and if they do, I'm absorbing a portion of their damage taken pre-mitigation. Is that correct as well, Keenan?
So Aegis plus grit then.
Yeah, that's right. It forks some percentage of the incoming hit and applies it to your mitigation, not the party members.
Nice.
Wait. It applies it to your mitigation, not the party members. Bro. Oh, that's such a good skill, man. Oh, God, that's so good. That's so good, man.
Very cool. All right, well, this kind of gives you guys a comprehensive overview. I'm sorry. In addition to that, we have a grapple, but that will require a target.
Takes aim for a moment before hurling a hook chain in a line, damaging the first targeted contacts and immediately pulling them to the caster. Wait, no. So you don't pull yourself, you pull them to you. And suffers a tapering snare for 3 seconds. Wait. So if you use grapple, you pull them to you, and then you use the howl, you stun them.
And the grapple is missing some of the effects, as I said, work in progress, but we can still use it
I'm gonna play
in
the
order to kind of
get
do
out of this
certain
class, man.
So with that quick kind of demonstration of these abilities, let's see what we can do to acquire that Mason shield, and also to
I'm so hyped.
test our capabilities as a party. How cohesive can we be? So I would ask, given that we're low level, and just so you guys are aware, because we're lower level, we're about level 15, our access to our class kit is a bit limited, as you would expect. You want to have that ramp and kind of class progression. And as a result, I'm going to ask, because we have such strong DPS users here in the fighter and in the ranger, that you give me a moment with the
Paragor
larger
Raincaller.
monsters to establish kind of a bit of.
Bro, even the mob
let me
design
pull
is
this guy
so
to
well
us.
made, man. Look at
That's
that.
not compute.
Does not compute.
Boom! That was from the previous video. I love that skill too, by the way. I don't know, like all classes look so good.
Oh yeah.
It's hard.
Okay.
It's just hard
It's feeling good.
to kind of to choose.
I love the little stream, the ambient sound effects that Kat has done.
Like listen to that. Listen to that ambient sound. Listen to that.
It's feeling good. I love the little stream, the ambient.
Yeah. You know what they could add to it? It's like if you're stepping in the water, they could probably add like a splashing sound, right? Like when you're actually like stepping on water like that, like you're jogging through water like that. But the ambient sound is already like really good. Oh man. God, look at this game, man. It's so fuck. Yeah, God, it's so gorgeous.
Ambient sound effects that Kat has done. It really
Yeah, the
gets.
stream's really nice.
It puts us. It makes me need to go to the bathroom. No, I'm just kidding.
AFK, BRB.
There we go. Got that knockdown. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay.
All right, now as you guys will
So
see,
you
these
notice
guys
there's
are
like some
easy
CC
peasy.
happening there, right? Look at that.
AFK, BRB.
There we
Staggered,
go.
right? You see staggered?
Got that knockdown. Easy.
Yeah, staggered, and then you use another combo.
AFK, BRB.
Staggered,
There we go.
and then boom.
Got that knockdown. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So that's what it was. It's like it's really good. You can see like it tells you when an opponent is staggered. So it's like, oh shit, you're like, oh shit, like staggered. Okay, let me use my skill that makes a stagger into a stun.
Got that knockdown. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, now as you guys will see, these guys are
Okay.
relatively
I was-
easy
I
to
was-
dispatch. You probably saw
I was
them in our
curious
Ranger
like how it
showcase.
was
These
gonna
are
be
some
like
of the
it was gonna
Minotaurs
play
that are
out.
in
So it's
the
gonna be
early parts of this Riverland area. We're trying to reach the Oakenbane.
you gotta have hands,
That
bro.
is the
You gotta have
location of our
hands.
Goodies and the
A little bit.
quests that we have. They deserved better. Probably referring to the people that died there, which is really sad to think about.
Man, I can't wait.
Oh my god. Got him. Back it up.
Should you pull that rain collar in?
Staggered, stun him.
That works
Just
too.
smash his face. Easy peasy.
You can use 3
we
in
got up
1
here?
or
Looks like
3
a
in 2 combo
destroyed
to
boat.
stun, right? Stagger
What
and
was the
stun.
boat even doing here in the first place? I'll try
Could
to
have been a
pull
big
this
flood.
guy. Probably.
Big flood or
Oh, we're switching
Maybe
to
we're in a
action
drought.
mode.
used to have a big body of water here because it looks like it.
Nice. I love the
It's like, bro, it's like when he asked like, "What's a boat doing here?" Like, so one guy said like, "Oh, it's gonna be a flood," or like somebody said like, "Oh, it could be a drought." Because you look at the rocks in the size, right? Like the tall rocks here, like see all that? It's like it kind of tells you that this used to be like a big body of water.
the effects on the staff
Like look at the moss.
and the their little bubble shield.
Yeah, these Minotaurs are awesome looking.
Yeah, they are. I like their size, just the general size. All right, looks like we got somebody over here to the right. Let me see if I can pull that guy as well.
And these are more seriously tuned for.
All right, get behind
That
me.
root skill, man.
Yeah, these guys are more tuned towards that group. Now, this is intended for a full group. Of course, we are a party of 4. I am losing a bit of aggro on this guy. There we go, got him back. Let's knock him down to the ground. Need a little bit more
Man,
deeps. Let's see.
bro, this is the type of
Probably avoid that other guy over
like
there.
pay attention to the music. Yeah, all these right. Pay attention to the music. This is the type of music that I wouldn't mute. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sorry, like the video. Like if I'm playing like something like Black Desert or something, I would mute Black Desert music and play my own music in the background and like as I grind. But this one, like you listen to the music, it's like you don't mute this type of music because it goes so
Let
well.
me grab this echo.
Oh, he's coming toward us. Aggro.
Uh-oh. All right.
Got him both. We're good.
Good. Here we have this other one. I'm going to activate some shield for us.
Bro, that archer skill, man. It reminds me of Windrunner's like
coming
snipe
down.
skill in Dota.
No, man.
Oh, whoa. No.
Oh no.
Flawless.
I'm back up. It's okay. It's okay. As long as the party up and the party died. Okay.
Oh man.
Let me see
It
here.
looks so good though. Like to the point you turn into
We're
Ash.
okay.
What
Let's
happened to
get our-
not using GM
Oh,
power,
where did you guys
Steven?
go?
Huh?
We're kiting. I think they're
Oh.
leashing now.
Okay, let's let them leash.
Or did he get
I
revived?
see 4GM Ferguson is here. Maybe we can get him up. Let's just avoid the guys to the right.
This is 1000% grind
Yeah, I
music.
think he
Absolutely.
controlled over as
It's
you were
so
moving.
good.
Alright, I'm gonna
Oh,
come
Oh, there's
back.
one up there,
So
too.
let's pull him back here. Let's pull him back. Alright, go for it.
Okay, pull the
I got the
elite
boss.
and a
That's
boss.
fine. Alright.
Yeah, you have
just
to
the
work
boss,
as a
so it
tank
should
to
be
make sure
good.
everybody's behind you, so you can pop the shield.
He's on me.
Yeah. Steven, pop
Come
crit.
down.
That's so good, bro. Like you could use that. You could Aegis and then you could grit.
He's out of
'Cause
range.
The damage they take is using your mitigation, so they take even less
I like
damage.
the,
That's so good.
I feel like this is pretty strong damage mitigation from the grip.
Yeah, especially if you built up a bit of courage beforehand.
Yeah, Aegis and then grit, and then your team just takes like so little damage.
So no count.
That's such a good combo. That's such a good
Down
combo, man.
almost. This guy should have a mace for me, right?
Bro,
Yep.
Ooh, he's got the Hammer of Corin. Okay. Looks like it has some
Like,
physical penetration. Of course,
like a
these
skilled
stats you'll
tank could
see
just
here
carry his whole
are
team.
not the final stat.
Or has
I
the
won't probably
potential to
reveal
carry
that
his team.
just yet.
that's so good,
Let
man.
me see if I can. Ooh, okay. So, in the group loot, obviously, there's a lot of functionality here that parties have the ability to customize. There
And
can
it's
be
open world.
Loot Master, there can be Round Robin, there can be Need, Greed, Pass. That's applied on a per rarity basis, depending on the the party's choices, some materials, and now I should have the ability to use. So the Lorica Vindicta shield, that's not the shield I'm looking for. I'm trying to get a tower shield. But in the meantime, I can use this shield, which works, I think. But it's not going to be as good as the tower shield. But it'll help. So now let me see what happens when I use my shield rush with this. Nice. Ooh, that felt good. Very cool.
And this is alpha. It makes me want to play it already. And it's an alpha.
Me, little Echo. Little baby Echo. Hey, look at that.
Is there a mana cost on that Aegis, I wonder?
So talk to me a little bit about kind of some of the differences that we had between the tank archetype in Alpha 1 and the tank archetype that we will be having in Alpha 2.
Yeah, I could speak to that a bit. So for those of you that were part of Alpha 1, or have seen some of that footage, you might have noticed that the tank felt very much more like an offensive melee type. Something you'd almost expect more from a fighter. And part of that is because we didn't really have any other archetypes at that time to fill that role. So you're going to notice a lot more defense and control and threat mechanics on this version of.
I like that already. Defense and control mechanics. Like that's basically it, right? Like you enable and protect your team, right? As opposed to like the bruiser-ish build that they had before, which is like, I mean, that's good too, but just having more playmaking as a tank is just so satisfying.
Of the tank that you didn't necessarily see
Open
as
world?
much of prior. So as we've kind of already gone over a lot of the ability mechanics, you probably already noticed that you've got a lot more reliable mechanics that you can use pretty frequently to defend your party and also defend yourself.
And what is the type of tank role we're looking to achieve with this particular class fantasy, this class kit that we have?
I would say Ashes of Creation tank will be a pretty classic one, one that tank players are familiar with, and I think that's what people want. We don't need to necessarily redefine what the tank is, but I think we can improve it.
Exactly.
There's some things that obviously you'll have your expected mechanics like threat management and generation, mitigation.
And that's how it should be. It's like we should be able to do like classic tanks that like we're used to, and then like at the same time it's like, bro, give us some playmaking abilities and like potential like they're doing here. With that's nuts, man. That you could actually carry your whole team with like a well-timed Aegis plus grit. If you guys get like ganked or something by like a group, it's so good.
Battlefield control, CC effects, but then we'd also like to see more direct ways of protecting your party members too, exploring just like Aegis. That's just to be scratching the surface of.
You know what I would suggest is have a devotion type skill where like if you cast it on a specific member, let's say like as a tank you have your carry with you, right? Or as a tank you have like you want to make sure that your cleric survives or something like that. So have like this like a devotion type skill where you connect like a tether to like a team member. It could be just one team member. It could be like multiple. It depends on like what they want to do and like how much you think you can take, and then take even more damage from that member is receiving using your mitigation, and kind of help enable people even more, right? I feel like if you could do that, and that's just like that's battlefield control. That gives like tanks like so much more like what's the term that I want to use? It's like it gives the tank like a lot more like playmaking ability and agency is what I want to say. Like gives the tank like more agency when it comes to like all this team play. That's
that kind of thing, but being able to actually actively take damage for your allies that isn't just manipulating the AI. Because another thing about tanks that I think a lot of people deal with other games is they're pretty bad in PvP. Like when threat is removed from the equation, what am I doing as a tank when players just ignore me?
like what
So
I'm
we want
hearing.
to offer more direct mechanics that force even players or encourage players to attack the tank to make it so that the tank can't protect their allies against you.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. It's like in other games, it's just like, oh yeah, skip the tank, just don't attack the tank, whatever. Focus the squishy in the back, all that. It's like, but what if But what if like the combat is not that straight? It's not that simple. What if now you have to worry about like how good this tank is at playmaking and protecting his group? That you can't just completely ignore him and skip over him. That's
I think traditionally I like playing a combination of tank
I'm
healer.
excited, man. Oh my god.
I mean, I've also played, of course, mages and
Oh god.
DPSs. But I like the role of kind of the control aspect, the mitigation, the kind of protective nature, the ability to kind of route enemies in a fashion that is most conducive to the engagement of the encounter. That's what I really like here. So, as you can see, we're making good progress here. A lot better than the first round. Let's see. Once we get up here, I want to showcase a little bit of the wind actors on this grass that you guys kind of see around us. See, these guys are pieces of cake. We're doing better. We're doing better.
In small numbers.
In small numbers,
Yeah,
that's true.
we're gonna have some challenge ahead of us because this is a very dense area of these enemies, and if we're not careful with our positioning, we could end up with a big fight on our hands.
Agreed. Alright, come over here, buddy boy. Yeah, what you got? Come on over. See, sometimes when I like to play from a showcase perspective, I do so in the realm of like a new player, persona-wise.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
I see I'm ticking for 50. I don't know what that ticking for 50 is.
Sit for mana if y'all need it.
Yeah, let's
it
sit
was-
here.
I think communal restoration or something applies a
I like
lot.
to play.
Oh, yeah,
I like to personify a
No, that's
new.
cleansing light.
Oh, you're right, cleansing wave.
Take a seat and get some restorative mana. So you guys are going to see here ahead of us. This is a pretty
Okay. 25
grassy
mana per
area.
few seconds.
It's a beautiful area. I'm liking it.
God, look at
But
that.
I
Man.
want to showcase a little bit of how abilities interact
Look at the background.
with
Like
the
that background.
grass and with
Holy.
the foliage. So you'll remember that we have that kind of forward shout.
Look at that.
And watch what happens when I use it here. Boom! Oh, it's like a heart shape. It's like a heart shape little AoE.
Oh man.
Anger and malice.
I think that's a really cool touch
I
of
want to
just
see
like
that
visual
again. I want to
text.
see
and
that
a
again.
lot
I'm
of-
sorry. Like
a lot of
I'm
games
gonna
have
nerd out on that.
I think that's a really
Of anger and shape. It's like a heart happens when I use it here. Boom! Oh, it's like a heart shape. It's like a heart shape little
Bro,
AoE.
you can't tell me that's not so
anger
good,
and
man.
malice.
Holy, that's so good.
I think that's a really cool touch of just like visual
I don't
text.
know, man.
that a
It's
lot
like
of
the little
a lot of
stuff like
games
that,
haven't
like that right there.
really
It's
explored.
Absolutely.
Makes you feel like grounded in the world.
Yeah, I agree. It's very immersive. I would like to kind of move in this direction, guys. Kind of, if you want to stay close to me.
Bro, imagine if you use like a fire move and it sets the thing on fire. Like it doesn't have to do a lot of damage, but just for the
This
effect,
way.
you know?
And I'm gonna grab.
Bro, look at how alive the world feels. That's what I look for in an MMO, man. Like how alive
Sit
does the
down.
world feel? Like do I care about the world? You know what I mean? Like if I don't
See
care about
any
the world, I'm just gonna go
targets,
through the
of course.
motions. That's it. But that world just feels so alive. You know what would be fun? It's like instead of like making them like immediately like recover, right? I feel like it should the scars of like battle should stay there for like a little bit. You know what I mean? Just at least a little bit. Like probably like in the same time it would like in real life, but like obviously fast forwarded in this in this realm because the time here like moves faster, right? So it's like it would be amazing if you're like if another group like goes here like after they're done with this area and then their group just sees like scars of battle all over the place and they're like, oh wow, yeah, yeah, a fight happened here, right? Right? It's like in the past like 2 hours, a fight definitely happened here.
And we'll maybe approach this.
Right?
Let's go.
And if you're like trying to gank another party, or like you're looking for people to gank, you'd be like, okay, it's like, oh, it recovered like this. It recovered by like this amount, and then I'd be like, okay, yeah, this looks like the way that the grass has recovered so far looks like they were here like at least like 30 minutes ago. Bro, like tracking like an actual group in the open world? Holy, just pay attention. They'd be like, yeah, it's like, yeah, if the grass grew like by this, but it looks like by 10%, it like grew by like 10%. That means like 30 minutes ago, somebody was here. At the very least, 30 minutes ago, somebody was here. Between 30 minutes or an hour and a half, somebody was here. So let's see if they're still around like this general area.
This way. Stay close.
Like actual in-game tracking.
And I'm gonna pull this
by
guy
using like
quick.
Clues.
There we go.
I think he resisted you.
A lot of rip. It's crazy that every server is going to be different based on how guilds are playing in it. Exactly. The node system is what captivated me the first time.
Okay, that's okay. Just stay near me if you can. Keep heals on me. I got shield up.
Nice.
Focus down that one target.
Nice.
Target's dead. We'll switch over.
Okay. Team now has to worry about positioning and try to position behind them. Or the tank can adjust. That way, if your team members are bad, you can carry them.
All right, good. Now this is a pretty dense area. That's a problem. Let me see. Let me try to pull this guy one at a time here.
Hold on, let me get people topped off.
Close
here.
if you can to me. All right, here we go.
There.
Nice. Focus in there. Activate the grip.
Yeah, but I mean the node system is something that I've always loved about.
This guy
Like
right
the
here.
whole concept of like the node system is something that I've always loved though.
Get some aggro back from him. Nice. I love the effects on these guys.
And it's also
The
like the
animation did a
decision
great
making
job.
of the tank, right? In this case, right, where they're taking like one enemy at a time. You don't actually have to use Aegis to protect the back unless like the mob has like some insane AoE, right? Like you can just take aggro, right? Aggro skills plus CC. Don't use your grit or your Aegis. Don't decrease your damage and just like keep DPSing, help DPS the team as a tank. And that's like I think that's what would differentiate like a good tank from like a subpar one, like knowing when to pop your defensives, so or when to not pop them, so you don't get decreased damage when you can get away with just aggroing or getting threat on a mob
as well. All right, let's move up over to this rock area. I need to sit real quick. If we can sit before the respawn occurs, just grab some
Yeah, this
mana
line
back.
of sight.
It's a beautiful zone.
Serene.
I know. I couldn't even
Hear
imagine.
the sound of the birds.
There's so many ghosts and shades in this area. It's kind of sad. Now, I believe in this particular Oakenbane Keep area, there
Man,
used to be these old,
the world is
magnificent kind of essence.
this is very alive.
trees, but
getting
they were
dizzy
all
while watching.
harvested
It's too much for an old guy.
magical
Yeah, I'm pretty
artifacts.
sure there's a way that you can adjust settings like that, like screen
Artifact
shake,
the,
all that.
Items, and now only one remains, which Lord Oakenbane himself guards. All right, I think I'm good. Let me grab this guy here. I'm just gonna body pull him. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay. You guys finish him off. I'm gonna grab the next one. Okay, we've got the boss as well. I'm gonna activate my grit.
I go
Try to
first.
focus the little dude first. gonna try to knock the boss down. I'm gonna put up a shield just in case you need it. Oh, I went down. I went down. I'm coming back up. Coming back up. Knock him down now.
This is actually
Trying to
he
drop
messed
some
up like
aggro.
twice, and it wrecked him. I like this.
Trying to get him off.
I'm not even playing this game yet, and I care about the world. Like that says a lot.
Nice, good job. Keep it up. Almost. Boom!
Not bad. Only one death.
Yeah, that wasn't too
Tower
bad.
shield.
Wasn't too bad.
Okay, tower
We
shield.
got a tower shield now. I need that, of course, as the tank.
Alright, let me
You
see
get
the
all
tower
the loot
shield.
this run.
Yay! It is the tank shield.
Anything?
It's a tank run.
All right, let me put on this glorious tower shield, and let me compare it.
I like
actually.
big shields,
Oh,
man.
I can't compare it.
Oh,
There we go. I'm loving it. That is a true tower shield. Now, I'm of course to having like a medium-sized tower shield as a dwarf in most tabletop RPGs that I play, so that I just have complete cover against.
that
my
looks
enemies.
good.
But this isn't bad either. I like it. It's very, very polished.
Yeah. I wish like they could have like a bigger
Mhm.
version. I'm
Yeah, it
pretty sure
fits
like
with
it's gonna be
the,
an item that's like actually like
the armor from this
bigger.
area.
Like, you know, cover your whole body type of thing. And just actually
We have how many more bosses after this? We have a couple. We have a leggings and a chest piece. Now we really in that live stream did not perform well against the main boss dude. But again, this is an area intended for 8 people with pots and other supplies that we don't necessarily have access to. I'm gonna knock him down into 1.
okay. Snare into a trip combo.
Yeah, like a lot of other classic inspired MMOs, like you can still do it with lower numbers. It's just gonna take a while. You gotta be more careful.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about kind of our decisions around allowing kind of content to get experienced by lower
I
level
can't
players.
wait, man. I
What
really
type
can't.
of safeguards do we
Holy.
put from power leveling or twinking? Obviously, we adjust experience based on level differential between the target enemy and the group. How do we kind of do that?
Yeah, I feel like this zoomed
Obviously,
out a
we
little bit is
take
better.
the difference in the party max level and the party's lowest level, and those things can indicate the modifier that is applied to incoming experience based on the number of participants within that party, and those help safeguard those things.
I feel like give me a way to help out my newbie friend though.
Awesome.
Like I get the concern with like EXP and stuff and all that, but like I wouldn't be able to like imagine like you're like an experienced like veteran adventurer, right? And then you finally get your friend to join this game with you, and then you're trying to guide them and all that. Like maybe like a mentor, like like a mentor like type system, and then you can actually help them out in like a series of ways. I feel like that would be, it doesn't have to be direct, but or maybe some of it, but hopefully they have something like that. Encourage more new
And in
people.
addition to that, we also have experience bonus for grouping up. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
It's higher and higher the more people you have in your group to really encourage those full groups.
Yes. And obviously, the way that we kind of design the encounter for these types of areas is that certain monsters will
Look at that,
have
man.
certain types of
Just
strengths
look at
and
that, man.
weaknesses.
Holy.
Those, of course, will correlate to certain types of class
So
kits. So some
good.
areas might be more beneficial for you to kind of XP in versus others. And a big role in that non-solo gameplay, of course, is going to be group composition, right?
I
Yeah,
really want
That's
to
one
play
thing
this
I really
game.
love about our diverse class kits that we have available to us in Ashes is the diverse content that comes along with that, right? Like for an optimal group for one area might involve, 3 or 4 ranged DPS, but another area you might want to stack fighters for all their CC that they can bring. So different groups for different areas.
Okay, comps matter. And that's good. Like every class, you know, will feel relevant. And can farm like, you know, certain pieces in certain places, like more efficiently.
Just up here and around the hill. He's on some ruins in the back.
And they can create a market for like certain drops.
Come on over here, buddy. Come on. Come on.
Hey, Trad, can you change the loot rules to drop the rarity from what it's set right now, like 1 level? So that greens are rollable?
Oh, good call. Good call.
Where do I do that?
Options, party settings.
Hold up, Steven.
All right. Okay. Stand by. Tank
All right,
is
so
standing
I am
by.
saying what? Need or greet?
Yeah.
So, all right, I have common and uncommon, need or greet.
Focus party. So powerful, so strong, so diverse.
Oh,
voting
so
change,
strong.
huh? What do we got here?
Oh, there's actual vote.
I will accept that.
So like a jerk face like party lead can't just change it on you. That's good.
Alright,
I like
let's see here.
I really love that system, by the way. The voting to accept loot change rules.
Oh, you don't like the ninja party loot change?
You have to trust your group leader.
I know. You mean reputation, right? Like, hey, I was in this group and a ninja changed the loot right before the boss go. That guy's on
Yeah.
our KOS list.
It creates conflict. It's a good thing.
Soft friction.
There you go.
No more
So it'd
ninja.
be funny whenever they try to do that in our game and then the vote window pops up.
I know.
That would be awkward as
I
It's like,
love
oh,
the
whoops.
lightning attack on this guy.
Oh, whoops, guys! I
ninja.
accidentally like
And
went
the
into
bolt
my
comes up.
settings and changed some very deep stuff. Whoops.
Oh no.
Whoops, totally an accident.
Oh
Mhm.
my god, I'd love
Clue. It
to.
just happened before this legendary drop. I don't know how that was
I'd
possible.
love for somebody to mess up on stream and do that. Instant clip.
We call those ninja looters.
Can you believe that there's actually some people throwing hate at this game? I mean, there's always gonna be people hating on any game, but you know, maybe they just don't have good taste.
I don't know. This kind of impacts on my ranger fantasy.
Really? Aren't you all about like nature and being one? With...
Oh yeah, but also loot.
Oh, but also loot. I think that's the road. Definitely rangers. I feel like rangers and rogues sometimes are the same people.
Just a ranged rogue.
Pretty much.
No, to me, sometimes the ranger is always the first that's like, huh, this engagement isn't looking so hot. Let me use the advantage I already have from a distance to kind of leave here. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna grab this guy.
Like he's about to do now.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
This isn't a dangerous situation. Look, it's survival of the furthest.
Nice.
Nice.
Survival of the
I
furthest.
like that. Survival of the furthest. Alright. Let's go kill this guy over here first.
You see
I
like
think
a
he's
you see like a
leggings
ranger running away from a whole fight and like, get good.
up. Okay, get over here.
I do like the old school feel of carefully navigating through space,
Oh,
trying
absolutely.
not to pull too many things at once.
Oh yeah, I'm not about that lawnmower combat at all.
Yeah, Jeremy, Doug, and their teams did a really good job on the encounters here.
Yeah, that can be a problem when you move into an area and it's just like overwhelmingly dense. And sometimes those areas you like are happy if there's other parties that are nearby, and you're like, okay, cool, you're keeping the spawn rate down for me a little bit. Oh, we got somebody here. Oh,
Uh-oh,
God.
aggroed.
Let me see if I can actively block that. Boom! What's up,
Yep.
buddy? What's up? Come on,
Nice.
let's go again.
Have to be blocked.
Skills.
Block like 2 damage.
I'm just gonna let you take that one. I need some mana.
I want to get him to shoot me again. Boom!
I'd like to explore like a
Oh!
perfect block thing where if you time it perfectly, you get an additional bonus. or
Oh,
something.
that would be great. Like a kind of almost Gears of War where you have that active reload.
The engineer in me is now crying.
we'll have to be somewhat a little forgiving for it. But like I've been playing Valheim lately, and it's really fun to do their perfect block.
Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that block and it's just so good with the sound effects that are associated that Cat did on that bolt. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, looks like we're grabbing 2. Let me get aggro on the boss first. I'm gonna need some heals. Let me activate my. Yeah, you guys focus. I'm just gonna build up. I'm just gonna build up hate here on the boss. You guys focus down that ad.
Holy AoE. Okay.
Try and keep you both up.
I should be good. I have my grit active and I have my active block. You just keep Keenan alive. He looks like he's taking some damage.
Working on it. He's almost down.
You could hook the Oakenbane Echo over here and use your Aegis and just make people like take less damage with your mitigation since you have like grit up anyway, right?
How dare you? How dare this guy?
Group heal coming up.
How dare him? The Arborist Historia.
Ooh.
I like the name too.
That was wayable.
Knocked him.
Whoops.
I like the names of the mobs here.
Let me pull him over here a little bit.
The Arborist
Come on over, buddy.
Historia.
Come on.
I don't know, it sounds
Come to
cool.
me.
Group heal coming up again.
Pulling him.
Hook him. There you go, root. Combo into a
Knocking him.
snare. There you go, stun.
There we go.
So good.
Let's go. Let's go. Easy. Nice. What has he got? Titan bark leggings?
Always a potential. Yeah, imagine like being here in this open world and there's open world PvP, bro. Holy.
All right.
That reminds you of like when we had to do it for Revelation Online. It was like people think it's like AIDS
think
or
if
something
we
like
just,
that, but it's
clear
actually
carefully, we'll be
intense
fine.
and
Yeah.
fun.
Alright, let's keep on clearing. I'm gonna pull the left side first. Stand by. Stand by. Oh,
I would pull them like back over here because we'll have mobs on both sides of you.
dude. Yeah, let's go over here actually. Let's go to the right. Oh man, I don't know if I can. I think they're socially aggro. If I
Yeah, that Wanderer's Nest.
you want me to try to pull?
No, I'm just hoping I'm not gonna.
I would do it now because the other one's patrolling away.
There we go. Okay. Oh god, we got 3.
Yep,
Okay, just
3.
stand behind me. Stand behind me. Let me build it up.
Oh
yeah.
god, the social aggro, man.
Don't go
Oh,
yet.
it really knows how to mess with you.
All right, you guys can go now. Focus one target. Putting a shield up.
I feel like since the hits are AoE and
I don't think we want to
have,
stand
like,
in that because then we
taken-
just get hit by cleaves.
He could have actually
Knocking.
CC them all.
Yeah, don't stand in that.
One on me.
Drag,
One on
keep
me.
yourself up. I'm okay for a little bit. Okay, Dread's almost down. Okay, good.
I'm down.
All right,
Oh my
get yourself
god,
back
man.
up.
Oh,
Get up. There we go. There we go.
There's another one near you.
Yeah, don't back up any further. Come
Yeah,
back
come
this way.
forward. Come forward.
Almost. All right, we got him.
That's a rough one.
We did
Yeah,
it.
3 of those guys is
That's
tough.
a lot. That's a lot for a party of 4.
Add,
I don't know.
Hey, you're
I
supposed to
live.
have
We
like
got
8
one
people
ad.
here, right?
2
Usually?
in the
Two.
back.
Did you hear that? Of course the ranger would say that.
I'm still alive. I'm gonna focus the echo.
Hey, what did the ranger say? Hold on.
I'm still alive.
Oh, we got one ad.
2 in the
Two.
back.
Did you hear that?
Add,
I don't know. I
Okay,
lived.
we got one ad.
That's
2 in the back.
Did you hear that? Of course the ranger would say that.
I'm still alive.
I'm still alive.
Now we've talked about this in the past, but the active blocking might be an ability that it's universal. Of course, it's universal, but it might be consuming mana, and you'll be able to adjust that mana consumption based off of your passive spec. into your skill trees. In addition, it might also consume stamina. That's something we're going to be testing as part of Alpha 2. Sorry, but sometimes when I talk, I don't
Okay, nice CC chain.
All right, let's move up.
Oh, look at that.
Should we go up to the left?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go up to this echo at the top.
Yeah, let's take this guy.
I was really about to aggro 3 mobs again. Tank feels so good, but great sword, man.
I'm gonna have to get some mana after this. Nice. All right. Maybe we can just sit right here for a second. Just looking down. Oh, there's the tree.
Look at that. That's
The
amazing.
tree in all its glory.
Whew.
It's beautiful.
I wish I could climb it. Wouldn't that be crazy if I could climb it?
Nice little area.
I wonder what kind of wood it gives.
Who's about to chop it down?
That's a good question. I feel
Only
like-
one left, and you want to chop it down.
I feel like
I'm about to say.
having
I wonder what wood it gives.
like my table's moving. No, I think we're good.
I
I'm
really
gonna
want to
get
make
some
my
sleep, Steven.
table out of a living, breathing
Oh my God.
tree.
Time for all of us to get some sleep.
I know. All right, I'm gonna pull this guy up here. Stand by. Okay, we're doing good there. You guys keep focusing him. I'm gonna grab this next dude. Sit down.
Well, that was good. He delayed his CC to maximize the first one, and then cast it into
Very
chain the other
dangerously
CC.
close to a resonant on the left.
I can imagine how dreadful that would be in PvP, though.
He's moving away, so we're good. This is perfect.
Bring a friend.
All right.
No.
So after that guy,
I think we should clear all 3 of these, to be honest.
yeah.
Watch the angle on the pull. Don't want to pull in front of Oakenbane.
He does a big AoE, so we're gonna have to spread out, and then we're gonna aggro. If we do that.
Okay.
We have one
stand,
behind
stand
us, too,
right
that we
here.
could
Stand
have it
right
achieve.
here on me in this position. Don't deviate from this one. Hold here.
What's the other
And
ad
let me
like
see if I
aggro?
can grab this echo first. And if I can,
Better chill.
there we go.
Oh,
God.
no,
Okay,
he's
okay,
doing
I'm gonna
it.
grab the
Kill the
boss. You guys kill the echo.
Take the boss back to his room.
Okay, stand by.
Good idea.
Don't attack that boss. Alright, good. Oh god, it hurts! It hurts! Alright, I got the boss on the ground. Keep keening up! Oh god!
Ryan,
I'm holding the boss
I can't-
down.
can't keep up with that.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
Ignore me now.
Oh man.
Oh, so close.
You
I'm
made
gonna
it.
knock him down. Alright, good, good, good. We're good.
Dropping at chains.
Ranger almost died. Yeah, he was like
Nice.
1% HP.
Oh, thank God for this active
He
block.
turned on his GM powers like Heathcliff. He can't last
Knocking
him.
him. Alright, holding aggro. I'm gonna pull him inside of his mausoleum where he should be laid to rest appropriately. Come here! Follow me!
I wish there was an achievement
Into
for
your
doing
final resting place, Lord Oakenbane.
Ooh. He didn't like that.
this. What if there's an
He's going
achievement?
to sleep.
By killing
go to
him
sleep.
in the mausoleum,
sleep.
you get an achievement.
Do it!
Rest now.
It's happening. I commit you to the ground, Lord Oakenbane. Well done, ladies and
That's a
gentlemen.
good fight.
That was good.
Titan bar
I'm
chest plate.
grabbing my need on the Titan Bark chest plate. And then now it is time to reveal the glory of our pursuits. I am going to equip said things.
Oh wait, look. You can sit like that just in the back there. Oh, that's a nice touch. Bro. Please zoom in.
Looks so good.
Please zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a higher version?
Yeah.
It looks
That is. Oh boy. Look at the helm. That armor. The detail on the side. Oh my god, man. Oh god.
looks so glorious.
Jelly.
How's our art
the-
team so good?
I know the art team is unbelievable. I mean, really.
Kudos to
This
the
is so
art
good.
team, man. That's so good.
Well, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief demonstration of our Alpha 2 preview for the tank archetype. Of course, as we said, this is all a work in progress. There are many things that will change. Testing is very important. Your feedback is incredibly important. Please make sure that you leave all commentary possible within the YouTube video, on our forums, on our Reddit, on Twitter, everywhere possible. We always take that stuff very seriously, and we iterate upon it, as you've seen between November's live stream and this month's live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. Keenan, Trad, Brian, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
Cheers.
See you, everyone.
Cheers.
I want it. I want it so bad. I want it. Oh my god. I want it so bad, man.